Namaste. In this short video, I'm going to show you how to enter Bakasana, the crow pose. First of all, we're going to warm up our wrists. So we have 3 different exercises. For the first one, you're going to turn your fingertips pointing to the knees. And you can also tuck your toes under, sitting back onto your heels and giving your forearms, giving your wrist a very nice and maybe intense stretch. Just holding this for a moment, we're taking the time to prepare the wrist, which is an essential point in Bakasana in a good way. And for the second exercise, you're going to release this, and now the fingertips are pointing to each other. We're just training to shift the weight from one hand, from one palm into the other. When we're a little bit unstable in Bakasana, this is a good way how the body can memorize this effect. And our third exercise, you turn the palm upward. So outside of the palm is on the mat, and then inside of the palm is facing to you. Try to keep your arms straight. It might be very intense. And then release, shake it off. Draw some circle with your hands, with your fingers, and shake it off. All right. Then also we need a little bit of mobility. We are bringing ourselves into Malasana, into the squat position. If the heels are not going down to the ground, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. But we're practicing a little bit our hip openers. You can also draw some circle with your wrist again. Any tension in the neck, just checking it out. Stepping back into downward facing dog, giving it a bit of a walk. Stretching the hamstring, stretching the backside of the body. Coming forward into plank pose and going back into downward facing dog. Maybe we repeat this for a few times to warm up the body. In general, we would always recommend to do a few sun salutation or any other warm up before you go into more advanced asanas. Good. So just taking a moment to play a little bit around in your downward facing dog. Having a child's pose, sitting back down onto the heels and resting for a moment. And lift your head up again. A few circle with your shoulders, mobility training for our shoulder joint. This is all to prevent any injuries while we're practicing. Interlace the hands, stretch the arms up. It's also very nice to tilt to the right or tilt to the left for a side body stretch, but in this one, we want to more open up the front of the body. Few last breaths, open up to the side, and then it's time for us to go into Bakasana. So place your hands onto the ground, and then we slowly walking our feet forward. So take your time, 1 foot by the time. And you might be around 1 foot length away from your hands. And then we always keep our hips up very high. Start bending the elbows and find a good place for your knees now. So for some people it might be at the tricep. For some people it might be a little bit more on the side. For me, tricep or almost armpit works quite well. And then start playing around. Maybe lift 1 foot up, maybe lift both feet up. Try to hold the balance here. If this is too scary, just place a pillow in front of your mat. This always helps me if I'm trying something new to release it. Coming out of the posture, a bit mobility for your hands, shake it off, anything you need right now. And if you're more advanced in your Bakasana, you can also try to add a jump back. And so we're jumping then into our chaturanga practice. When you're in Bakasana, most important thing is to really, really engage the core and then kind of exploding backward into chaturanga, adding an upward facing dog and rolling over the toes or just simply stepping back to downward facing dog. You can repeat this as many times as you wish. Try to play a bit around, try to fly, and then take a rest and go back into your child's pose. You're welcome to repeat this as many times as you wish, adding any other postures, any other asanas, or have a good rest afterwards. Hope to see you soon on the mat. Wishing you a beautiful day ahead. Namaste.